good, guys? Welcome back to another episode of my little podcast. Let me call it little. It's actually doing this thing, yeah. Award-winning, award-nominated, whatever. A few sold-out live shows. And some incredible guests along the way. And I'm back with another special guest. He's actually been on the show before. But before we get into that, this is the home of Melanin Magnificence and the kingdom of motherfucking belts, where anyone, your best friend, gag. Anyone can get it, yeah? Your mama, your father, your mother, whatever. They can all get it. So I want you guys to welcome a dear friend of mine. If you've been a follower of the show, you would have heard him, or at the time, just heard him because we didn't have visuals back then on the show. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I'm Claudimar Neto.
Babe, so if you don't know who this man is, we'll get into it a little bit, but you've already been on the show before.
Yes.
We spoke about all the things. We can get an update, but we're not going all the way back. If you want to know the ins and outs, go back and listen to the first episode.
Yeah.
We were just speaking about how long it has been since you've been on the show, and it's been 6 years.
6 years. We thought it was like 2.
I thought, maybe like 3 years ago.
No, 6.
6 fucking years.
Yeah, it was before COVID.
Yeah, literally the year before.
Yeah. And it's weird because I thought about it the other day and I was like, some of the things that we spoke about happened.
Yeah. You said you didn't want to I didn't want to dance as much. Like, I always love dancing, but I want to get into my choreographing
and I even
bag.
thought about like my fear of like injuries and stuff like that, and that was one of the things that happened.
Yeah.
Like,
one thing I did want to do, and I'm not even gonna lie because I ain't got time for that. Like, I did really want to like listen back and be like, I wonder what the differences are. But gag is, I just haven't had time.
No, but I think
after this, I want to go back and listen to it.
I actually want to go back and listen to it.
Maybe we should do it together with some tequila or something. That'd be cute.
You know what? It'll be a really good understanding to see who the person I was back then, and dreams and aspirations and ideas that I had in my mind.
Yeah.
Where I am now, 6 years later.
Yeah,
and
because a
also
lot has changed.
Just like I said, all the fears and stuff that I had and how those happened and how I worked through those. That's probably the one thing I really want to see and understand, because one thing about shit has happened. Yeah. Shit has gone down. The one thing COVID did was rock. It shook the table.
Rock the boat. It really gave a Leah, didn't it? It really did.
It really did.
Because one of the things, when you last came on, you were like knee deep in Little Mix, and it was just that was the thing, and you've obviously done so much since then. Yeah.
We were literally what 2019.
And this is back when all the girls were speaking.
Not about it. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, it's all good. We were like full into the LM5 tour. Like I think it was towards the end of the LM5 tour. We were preparing to start the new tour the following year. So it was like, and then COVID went, ooh.
Yeah.
It was I was full deep into it. And now I'm like,
Now it's like Little Mix, Mass Singer, choreographing.
Well, everything is
like
totally changed. I think this is probably like the first time I'm actually going to say it anywhere.
Ooh, we getting an exclusive. Let me take off my jacket because I was warm anyway.
No, it's just as progression wise, I just thought, I think this year was time for me to not even just this year. I think at the back of doing my final tour last year as a choice, I just thought,
let them know as a choice.
It wasn't
not
a choice. It was just time for me to move on and venture into things that I think I should be going into.
And leveled up.
Leveled up. Like,
I feel like you leveled up.
I'm 35 now.
Yeah, you're no longer a backing dancer that has to pause a music video, a live performance, and post a blurry picture of you in the back.
Yeah, but not only that, it's I think we get to a certain age where we're like, we have to do this, we have to do that. And it's like, no, I see more for myself. I've grown, I've learned so much. Let me put all of that into action. And there's new dreams and new aspirations that I've got now going forward. And also, I've always been a teacher. I've always been an educator. Yeah. I want to pass down all the knowledge that I have. And I love teaching and nurturing students. So being able to do that as well, it's been great. But within saying that, I just did the Brit Awards with Sabrina Carpenter. And again, the opportunity came, I could have said no. And again, if situations... Because you love
to dance.
Yeah.
But it's not by force now. If you want to do it, you'll do it.
And it's that. I think I'll really pick and choose what I do and when I do it. But it probably won't be most things. It'll probably be like one of those one of a kind or one-offs. But yeah, I think that was like, I've more moved on to choreography now, and hopefully I'm diving more into creative direction as well and producing as well. So like still in the art, still in all of that crazy world that we live in. But yeah, I want to dive into more musical stuff. Like I've choreographed my first panto last year, which I loved. I did not think I would enjoy it as much as I did. Like director really like held my hand and supported me through it, and like had like Omar insane, just his mind, the way he works. I adore him. So like I learned so much watching him.
Omar, one of the founders of the BBTAs, right?
Yeah,
just in case no one knows, co-founder of the Black British Theatre Awards.
Yeah, and he's insane. And he was a choreographer himself, and he doesn't want to do that anymore. He wants to more go to the directing side of things, which he has been directing for a while. But again, just watching him work, I learned so much, and it's just like gave me this like buzz of like wanting to do more musical theatre and storytelling through movement and dance. And so I'm like venturing and throwing myself into like that kind of world as well. So I feel like I'm like this new adventure of like learning and just like exploring. And I'm just like,
That is so lit. That's so lit.
But I think that was kind of like the time that I thought, you know what? Okay, dance. I can hang up my dancing shoes. And
momentarily,
as in when I choose.
Not throw them up, but put them on the shelf.
Put them up. Put them
on the shelf.
If they get dusted up, dust them
off. Yeah, dust them off when I need, when I want.
And try again.
Yeah, come on. Before we do go on, I do quickly want to shout out to Jamie and the team at the podcast room who give me this space and really put their money where their mouth is when they talk about being a space for uplifting voices and giving people voices and platforms. A lot of people out there say they do it, and when it comes round to it, all of a sudden they only want to be selective with the voices that they amplify, and often it is very much voices that don't need much more amplification. So big up to the team there. I'll put their link somewhere here. And you can check them out if you want to book space. They're great. And they have got Black people working for them too, so I live for that. Right. One other thing I want to say is, Claude, obviously you've come on this show before.
Yes.
I've got a structure. It's, word of the week, Melanin Magnificence, Miles Measures. We'll speak a little bit and then we're like, right, let's get the belt. But I wanted to switch things up a little bit and bring something back that I used to have a few years ago called Dutchpot.
Right.
Now, Dutchpot is a big pot that generally in Caribbean or Black households, you cook many things in. It's not just for frying. You can fry in it, you can boil, you can anything.
That extra flavor.
And you can do anything in it. So literally. I've called this segment the Dutch Pot because it could be whatever. So we're not necessarily talking about cussing someone out, or it could just be talk about whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. Lots is going on right now.
Right.
In the world, in everyone's life. And I wanted to bring this section back to see like where you are at in your life. If there's anything that you want to like really sit and talk about, that's not just, I've done this in my career and I'm doing this next, but actually like sit down like fag to fag, black to black, and like talk about things that...
Full transparency.
Okay. On something that you feel like, this is really going to help me to talk about.
I mean, there's a few things, but
yeah,
there's a lot. Because you know what? It's I think COVID did this for a lot of people, but I think off the back of that, it really pushed me to find Claudimar, not just the Claudimar that everyone else knew, but Claudimar who I feel and exists inside. I had the idea of who Claudimar was, but I didn't. It got to a point I was like, I questioned myself who I was, and there were so many influences that really helped that, and I'll delve into
In what
those.
way, like question yourself?
Just to really, I've always stood in my being. I've always showed up as myself, but I didn't understand what that meant. Like I could walk into a room and I knew what I was coming in the room for, but everybody knew who Claudimar was, and I think I had to take a step back and I like actually see what other people were seeing. There was a lot. I think I was just really enjoying the roller coaster and the ride. And there were so many moments that were happening in my career and in my life that were just like, it was all just like high, and there was never really the focus on the lows. And I
As
think,
in like the bad shit that was happening.
yeah,
or-
like just like when my injury happened and how I had to stop. And then I had to face myself and question myself and stuff to do with like mental health, maybe my sexuality being at the forefront. A lot of family trauma that I hadn't dealt with. Like, so there's a lot of that stuff that was just like my life and my career just like kind of like overrode, and I was on such a high that maybe there was points that I didn't stop for a second and just went, okay, have we thought about this? Have we dealt with this?
Would you say that the injury like kind of not forced that to happen, but definitely
forced.
Okay, period. Yeah.
It like
we love
forced.
accountability. We love honesty. Yeah.
It went. Now you stopped.
Yeah.
Now if this wasn't to
Got
be
you.
here,
Yeah.
What else would be here? And I was like, whoa, like it really just like hit. Because again, most people don't know, and I've been meaning to do a post for a while because I think it will help a lot of people. But my knee operation was it was actually really, really, really bad. Like it was nearly fatal. And also like I nearly got my leg amputated. So
What
it was
the
like,
fuck?
it was bad. It was really bad. And it happened so quickly within like space of weeks. Like I ended up getting sepsis on my knee. It spread.
Shit,
The
bitch.
sepsis then went into my joint, and then next it was just like, we're not sure if we're gonna have to amputate your leg. So it was just like one thing after another. Like it was just like boom, 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 and then at the back of that, I was just like, oh, like what do I do? Like what happens next?
Yeah.
So after coming out of hospital, it was almost like recovered, and life kind of like just carried on. COVID kind of happened. I went back on tour. I mean, I was told I wasn't gonna be able to dance anymore. All of this stuff. So all of that happened.
And what
then,
year is this?
This is back 2022, I want to say.
Okay.
And then it was almost like, okay, now the high is getting back up again, but we still haven't dealt and focused on any of this.
Yeah.
So we can't just like ignore it. And I just took it upon myself. I was like, no, I'm gonna sit with myself and ask myself these questions and go, what do you need? What do you want? How do you see your life? How do you show up for you? And I'm always a person, I'm always out there for everyone. I will always go out above and beyond, but I didn't feel like I was doing the same for myself.
And what did you need? What did you want?
I just wanted transparency for myself. I wanted
For
to,
yourself,
for
for fun.
myself. Like I don't feel like I was.
From the people around you.
Yeah, like not even the people around me. I think I wasn't. Like if a situation occurred, I would just brush it off. I wasn't going like if like I had an argument with a friend and let's
The way
just
you
say,
said friend. A friend.
we're not calling it any names. If I had an
Yeah.
argument with a friend, I just would be like, okay, I'll take accountability for it. It's my fault. I wouldn't address it because I don't want to shake the table.
Really?
Yeah, I just be like, brush it off. It's fine. And I'll be upset about it. I'll be angry about it. But it's okay. It's Claudimar. It's he just deals with it. So there was a lot of that I was doing, and I wasn't taking accountability for like, no, that's not okay. Maybe you should say that. And so there was a lot of that, me going, okay, no, let me be transparent with myself, be honest and forthcoming with the information, and just let people know how I feel, and then they can receive that, and then they can do with that what it is, as long as I do it in the most respectful way as I possibly can. So there's a lot of that, but I then decided to just start therapy.
Yeah.
Which helped massively. I only did 2 or 3 sessions. 'Cause I thought, let me just go in, get information, get told how to work on this information, and then put that information into practice. And I was like, it's not going to take a day, 2, 3, a week, 2 weeks. I was like, I need time to make that stuff
I will be in
work.
therapy for the rest of my life.
But it's not a bad thing. I think it's actually really brilliant.
I think it's standard.
I'm
think
going
in the
back
same,
to it next week.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I just started therapy again last week because I took an unintentional hiatus where I was just busy with life, relationships, work. That's really it. But yeah, I believe therapy should be mental health, physical health, same level. Okay? Everyone knows, and I'm not trying to body shame or anything, but if you put on a load of weight and you get fat and technically unhealthy, you may want to go to the gym to get back to being a healthier, stronger, fitter you.
Yeah.
Once you've gone to the gym, however many times you need to do that, you're also doing things outside of the gym,
To do that, food,
to help that.
yeah.
once you get down to where you want to be, you don't just stop and go back to your old ways. You maintain it.
Yeah.
You may not be going as hard at the gym, but you work out, okay, now I'm here. I can go to upkeep. Mental health is the same. You don't need to wait until you're like fully depressed on the verge of suicide, which is basically almost like what I did. And then, trigger warning, bit late, but whatever. And then you go to therapy when you're in a crisis.
Yeah.
And then when you come out of that crisis, go, okay, let's just leave it. Because otherwise you're just going to wait until the next crisis. And you don't have to get that. Because if you maintain it, you don't need to go once a week. It could be once a month. Just so you're dusting the cobwebs. So it never
100%.
gets to that stage. So I'm so
again,
here for therapy all the time.
traumas don't really ever go away. You learn how to deal with them.
Yeah.
You like
and accept them.
Oh,
in the long run.
100%. And like if someone triggers you, then you learn to like moderate your emotions and regulate your emotions.
How do you handle your triggers? Because me, I
love that question. It's brilliant.
It's
really taking me a lot, you know.
Yeah. But I struggle.
And I think that's what I'm going back to. Like, when people used to trigger me, it was okay. But Claudimar was always Claudimar.
You would
like,
block it.
It was just like fun
Shut
games
down.
and just go out, let's party, or, you know, like it was just all a gloss. Now
Yeah.
it's like, no, I'm going to let you know so that you don't do it again. So that the second time you trigger me, then you have an awareness of that. So
Yeah.
it's a choice.
Yeah.
So then I can maybe tell you a second time, and the third time I just won't tell you anything. I just remove myself.
Yeah.
It's a lot because again, no one's responsible for your triggers, right? Like no one knows what your triggers are. So people are going to do things to you.
What if people know about your triggers?
Well,
And what if you've set those boundaries?
and this is the thing. If they have an awareness of those triggers, 100% they should be held accountable for it. Then you have two choices. Either you just remove yourself or you let them know again. And that second or third time, just remove yourself. Because again, you're allowing yourself to be in that position.
Well, that part.
So you have to take responsibility for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you can't allow the same person to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Like, I've been there before.
Like, I literally heard this quote. This is obviously quotes on Instagram. But if a snake bites you, you're not going to go to the snake and try to ask, but why did you bite me? The snake just bit you. So remove yourself.
Facts.
Like, get the venom out and move. Like,
how do you handle... Because me and you, we like to party.
Hey.
One thing I've noticed over the last few years is that I'm generally quite good at handling my triggers in every day, like day to day. But once I've had a drink, it's a lot harder to be correct in how I want to be.
Yeah.
And I've fallen short of the glory sometimes. And, you know,
I know.
I've tried, people have tried me. And, you know, I've tried to be like, let's not do this now, or let's not have this discussion now, or this, I don't want to speak about this now because of the drink, and you know that. But unfortunately, I've also put myself in that position where people have been like, oh, no, come on, let's have this family meeting, or no, let's have this discussion, or no, let's hash this out. And then I've moved reckless. Like, how do you deal with it when intoxicated, basically?
It's really funny because people that trigger me, it means that I care about them.
And that's the worst part.
So only the people that I care about trigger me. So, example, on a night out, I don't really get triggered because most of the people that I'm around, like most people that are out in a club or in a bar, I don't really give a fuck about. But if it's somebody that I'm with and they've done something, I can just put them aside. It's really hard, but I like go and talk to myself. I'm like, you need to get it together because we can't do this because we've worked really hard to be here.
So one second. You pull yourself aside and talk to yourself.
I talk to myself.
I'm just making notes.
Babe, I would go to the toilet and be like, Claudimar, we've done this to get here. We're here now. Okay, cool. Just go and say this and calm yourself down to calm the situation down. If then they don't respond in the way where it's grown, like we're in our 30s now.
Yeah, very much so.
Then
looking great.
I remove myself.
Yeah.
I remove myself. It's just the easiest thing to do because again, I don't want to wake up to the next day being like someone shifted my energy or my chakras.
Yeah.
My chakras need to be in line.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep them in line and no one else is responsible for how I feel.
Period.
Do you know what I mean? And I can't let people have that effect on me.
Yeah.
But the main thing is people like friends or really close family members or my partner, like they can easily trigger me, but again, within that, I'm able to sit with them and have a conversation.
Because there's love there.
There's clear understanding. Like even like my family who, and I bet they're gonna be like, why are you talking about us? Who again, Africans, Portuguese, Brazilians, like therapy is a no, but they've opened up. They're wanting to speak. They're wanting to change. They're listening. Like it's a different time, and I think people want to feel. I think energy that's so high right now that people want to feel calm. So it's like they're trying to regulate their own emotions without knowing how to. So again, if I can play a part within that and how I behave towards them, because again, I could be having an argument with my mum, and before I want to say like 15 years ago, it would have been a reaction after reaction after reaction. Now it's like, okay, this is how you feel, mum. This is how I feel. How can we sort this out? How can we meet in the middle? Like
I'm really trying to stop reacting. I'm glad you said that and respond more.
And do you know
if
what?
I react.
I want to say for the past 2 years now, I want to say, me and my mum, our relationship, it's like, oh man, not even improved. Me and my mum have always been like besties, like, but I think now I feel like I'm meeting Claudia for the first time. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
As much as she's my mum, this is like a whole new human being who I've never met.
So is she doing therapy now?
She's going to start soon.
At one point, was she like, no?
Oh yeah, 100%. Everyone in my family was.
See, I've always had like a mix, like a real mix of like people in my family that are like yes for it and the rest that are like no, Jesus, it's just Jesus. But like at the end of the day, God even says like you are, you're in the world, not of it. So as much as like Jesus is the answer, we are still in the world, and I need some worldly things to help. Because there are worldly things that fuck shit up. Yeah. But there are worldly things too that can help fix it. And I really believe that therapy is one of them.
Yeah. I think it was just more, I think as I kept prodding and like just dropping little gems here and there, I think she just eventually came around to the idea. Like, not only joke, like we were literally having dinner, just me and her together at Nando's, having a glass of wine. And I was like, Mom, would you do therapy? She was like, yeah, go on then. In my mind, I went,
yeah, gag.
Like, okay. Gag. So I was like, let me just keep planting. And I was like, okay, maybe if I just like pay for a few sessions, just start it, I'll get someone that speaks Portuguese. So you're focused. She was like, I wouldn't mind that. I was like, pinky promise, because we do this for pinky promise. Yeah. Pinky promise, that's it. Good, we're in.
That is so good.
Solid. So it's like we just have to keep trying, man. It's hard. It's really hard trying. Yeah. Especially
and it's a real commitment to yourself as well.
Especially because we know a lot now. Yeah. Like at this age as well, and I'm sounding hella old. But at this age,
we are older. We are a lot older. I don't want to be saying we old yet, Claude.
We're not.
We're older.
No, because I'm still out here.
Exactly. We're still in these streets, honey. I just bumped into you a couple of days ago, ho.
But it's like we're really...
We was both on our way home, but like still.
That part. I think we are really self-aware now. I think we are more than ever. I think there's a level of awareness of our beings and our subconsciousness. Yes. And I think people can't escape that anymore. You can't make a mistake and go, oh, I didn't know. No, you did.
There are people out there that will be like, I didn't know, or they try and be like, oh, but you.
But it's a choice. It's a choice.
It is a choice.
And they're making those choices. And again, it's just like,
to deflect.
People can't run away from that because that will just it will stay there. Your subconscious will not go anywhere.
Yeah. Like, some people though, like it won't leave them.
I'm telling you, it is there because I've seen it when I'm talking to someone and I've seen it. I'm like, you are so aware and you're playing that character. You know what? Award-winning. It'd be
the actors. It would be the actors.
And this is why it's just like, you just got to remove yourself, innit? Like, again, something that I've learned recently is just like, none of this, this whole entire thing, none of it matters. Yeah. We are all going to die. Yeah. We're all going to disappear. This is all just a big enjoyment game. Like, literally, how many people are dropping dead every other day? Like,
someone saw yesterday on my way to work at the Moulin Rouge, someone left the train station, looked up to admire the sun, boom, see a girl get look over who was literally just doing the same thing. Next thing you know, tent over her, gone, deceased.
Like, people set their alarm clocks for the next day and not get up. Like, why are we so worried about the smallest thing? And it's easier said than done, 100%.
Absolutely. But I'm getting good at it. I'm getting better.
I will have a bad day and I'm like, you are allowed one bad day a a month.
Facts.
Every other day, you feel shit.
Maybe 2 or 3.
No, take 5 minutes.
2 or 3.
No.
But I'll go gym or do something and make it a
and
good
change
day.
it. Flip that shit around. Turn it around. Because again, no one's coming to save you.
Yeah.
You have to pick yourself back up
Facts.
and you get up and you do it. That thing you want to post it. That video you want to make, go make it. That little thing you want to buy,
bitch, that dick you want to suck,
go suck it.
Hey!
Do it. Live it up. You talk about this holiday you want to take.
Do it, yeah.
Go on your own.
Facts.
Like the understanding of just really
right now.
being. Like I've just learned so much in the past year, and that's a lot to do with my friends, my family, the people around me. Like it's just been a massive just like flip, and I'm just like, oh my God. I've always been present. I've always been extremely present. I have so many cool memories of my whole entire career, of my life. But I'm in a space I'm just like, oh my God, we get to redo this all over again. But in like a whole different space, a whole different mindset, a whole different level. I'm like, how am I gonna do it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy every second. Like I just feel like there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Hallelujah, friend.
Like
I'm so happy. Like you have always been like a sound mind and always been a really joyful energy to be around. Like
That's right.
Like you have, even if like someone's got something going on or if you've got something going on, like you said, you was probably doing that. But like I sense a new kind of joy that's coming from you. And I don't know if it's the growth. I don't know if it's the new partner you've got. I don't know whether it's the break that you took, but I love it.
Yeah,
I love it for you. I really do.
It feels like I'm meeting myself all over again, but at this age. Like I'm looking back a little
because
and I'm like,
we've grown, like you said. So it is a whole new person.
Yeah, and
something
that I've learned recently in therapy is that I kept saying I'm trying to do this. Like someone will go, "Oh my God, you're doing really well." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm trying," and then the therapist was like, "Okay, so that word try." It means that you're eventually going to do it. And I was like, yeah, but like I'm trying. I'm trying. She was like, no.
You're doing it.
She went, just read your CV, let's say for the past 3 years. I was like, I did this. And this is all pretty much choreographic work. So this is not me dancing at all. And then she was like, so what part of trying
it's given done.
It's that. And I was like,
given done and doing.
Yeah, and I was like, but I'm just trying to get to the next level.
I
She was
hear
like,
you.
No, but you haven't stopped to look at what you've done. And like absorb that in and take it and go, oh,
I've done it.
I've been doing it. And I'm doing it. Like, so I think that switch, I was just like, but that's really hard.
Is everything.
It's really hard, you know?
Yeah.
Especially when we're constantly told you need to do better, do more, do more. And it's just like, you don't look back and go, but I've also done all of this.
Yeah.
Like, and it just is taking me a minute to be like, oh God. There's still days that I'm an overthinker.
Yeah, me too.
Overthinker. I procrastinate out of fear.
Yep.
And when it comes, I'm like, ooh, no, not today. I've got a little post-it note on the side of my wall that says, do it now. Every time I start to procrastinate, I look at it. Like, I will message my partner and be like, babe, I'm procrastinating. He'll be like, go, come on. I just need to get it out of my system because then I will just put a TV on. I'm like, oh, this is on.
Have a cute little scroll.
Do you know what I mean? I'm
like, do I need to cook? Do I need to clean the entire house?
You do everything else but the one thing that you're supposed to.
Do I need to reorganize my whole closet?
Like, no, don't.
But I'll do it. And then complain after, like, oh, I don't know why. Like, oh, I've only got an hour to do this.
It literally is that. So I'm forcing myself to get out of those patterns, and like it takes work, it takes time, and you have to like be easy on yourself and like be aware of those things and just constantly be proactive on how to change them and how to work them. Like this life thing is not easy, man. It's not easy, but you just have to enjoy it along the way. Even the bad days. Like there's days that I will wake up and I'm like, oh my God, get up now, do it. You don't want to go for a run? You're going to do 10K today. Boom. Like at the minute, I'm doing 10K 2 days, a day off, 2 days, a day off.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, holler me, friend, because I'm getting back on my running. I got my new little on trainers at the side.
No, I haven't been able to run in 4 years because of my knee.
Of course.
And I found these trainers. My friend who basically works for like a social media company who like gift stuff, and he was like, "Oh, we got a sponsored run. Come down." I was like, oh, "Not really sure. Running." I went. He was like, "We got these really special trainers. Try them out. Try these trainers."
Help.
Oh my god! When I tell you,
Shoes make all the difference.
I've run 10K.
Lit.
And I'm gonna do it from next week. I'm gonna do it, and I'm doing it for a charity for the whole entire month, and it's a really special charity to me, and I'll plug it after. I'll let you know.
That's so dope. Well, let me know when you're training for it.
Oh my God.
I love
Babe, I do it every day.
water. I love running near the water. That's,
Oh yeah, no, me.
if I get the
you
time.
know where we used to go for our walks during
Yes,
COVID? That's where I run.
I love running there. Like if I've got enough time in the day, if I haven't procrastinated, I will get myself on the tube, travel to where I want to run, and run up and down there.
I do it like at 7 a.m. in the morning. And the sun's coming up. It's
phenomenal.
I take a minute and I'll go,
yeah, God.
I'm alive.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how many people would love to say, and sometimes I even like run past people, obviously like elderly people that like,
and think one day I won't be able to do this.
I'm like, let me just enjoy
bitch,
this.
let me go for a run tomorrow at 6 a.m., bitch.
Trust me, it changes.
Let me run 25 motherfucking K, bitch.
It changes everything. It's only an hour. It's only an hour of your day. It changes everything.
Facts.
Like,
I love running, and I just actually stop procrastinating and, just focus on me a bit more.
Do it.
Well, that is it for the Dutchpot this week. Wasn't it cute? It was, isn't it?
I was late. I just went, rah.
No, and I really want to bring that back because, like, I've changed a lot, and like my mental state, my being, how angry I am. I feel like a lot of my anger has been released either through the work that I've done, through therapy, through this podcast. This podcast helped me for like years, every week, just come out and unload in ways that I wouldn't normally. And I've grown, and now I just don't feel. Sometimes I come and I'm like, do I need to do this? Do I need to do this anymore? Do I feel like this? And to a certain aspect, we're all human, and I'm gonna want to cuss. I'm gonna need to cuss sometimes. But even in terms of like what's going on in like pop culture, like, do I care as much as I used to? The answer is no. So sometimes I would really struggle to even get an episode out because I'm like, I don't actually give a fuck what these people are doing. But
it's generic.
Like, but I feel like there's a way I can adapt this show for me because I'm a stickler when it comes to like routine and things being a specific way and perfect. And it's okay. I'm learning it's okay that this changes and grows with me because I want it to, because I still think there is a need to call out some things. I don't have as many things to call out, but it just means at the same time I can speak about things, which we will do when we get to Miles Measures, but just with a different take. And it's coming from more of a place of learning and talking about it, because I do love a little bit of tea every now and then, but I'm just not as concerned as I was. But I definitely feel like there's things that can be learned.
100%.
One thing that is definitely not going to go from this show is Melanin Magnificence, because I'm never, ever going to stop lifting up my black and brown people them. So let's get into that. Who is your Melanin Magnificence this week?
Okay, so my Melanin Magnificent is Jordan Stevens.
Who's Jordan Stevens?
Who's in Vizzle Kicks, who's Jay's
Oh, yeah, I went
partner.
to school with him.
Yes. So I'm obsessed with Jordan because he's somebody who is constantly trying to push the envelope and constantly trying to have these difficult conversations. And as a gay male, being able to feel like I can look at a straight male and gain so much from him.
Because that's rare.
That is really rare, especially in the black community.
Yeah.
And the way he speaks and the way he communicates, the way he champions, the way he's talking about masculinity, the way he expresses himself, the way he writes. Like,
could he be dragging the straights too?
The thing is, it's so honest and open and transparent. And he to the point I will just sit and scroll through videos on TikTok of interviews that he does just to gain insight.
Yeah.
I started my whole therapy journey because of him. Like, I learned so much, and I should have probably said this to him, and I haven't. I've been meaning to. There's a lot I would love to say, but I just want to. He's somebody right now that is so at the forefront on making change, like drastic change. And I don't think he understands how much he's meaning to a lot of people, regardless of their sexuality, but especially for Black men and Black boys.
Yeah.
He's actually helping a lot more than what he thinks. Like a hell of a lot more. Like he's changing so many people without even realizing. Maybe he does, but I need everyone to know who this man is. And
well, if you don't know,
and
now
please
you know.
Go and research, because his book alone, it's like
we'll put all the things on the description.
All of it, because he's somebody that I'm just like constantly. There's an interview that's coming out, or it came out today. I haven't watched it yet, but even just like how deep he goes, talking about himself and his experiences in his life, and like him wanting to commit suicide, like just so much, and you're just like, this man is unreal.
Yeah,
and how he makes not just makes everyone that is going through that experience feel so seen.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter of color of their skin. It doesn't matter of if they're gay, straight, but no. He just makes you feel if you experience what he's experienced. And I really, really, really appreciate him. I adore the man. I think he's an incredible human being.
Oh, Melanin Magnificence goes out to you, sir. And I'm going to get that book because I want to start a new book soon. So
it's really good.
Give me the deets. So I can have them and then you guys can have them.
Yeah, for real.
My Melanin Magnificence this week, I can't lie, I'm torn between an American celebrity who I want to talk about later on, but okay, you know what? We're going to discuss her anyway, but I want to give it to Monique, you know, the Parkers, Precious. Because she's been through it. She was blackballed. We've seen it in the press, in the media. And recently, Angie Stone passed, R.I.P.
Which is...
Again, just another reason why we're going to be on the 10K run tomorrow.
Babe,
I know.
How can somebody walk out and go, yeah, by the way, everyone, you're not going to have a concert because they're just... What?
Yeah.
That's
mad.
Let's be present. Let's be present in here and now.
But she had written a letter, and I want to discuss it at length with you later, addressing Tyler Perry's response to what people were saying about Angie Stone, about her not getting her flowers when she was alive.
Oh, yeah.
Where is her money gone? The fact that she was getting called out for like talking her truth. And Monique, in a very mature, very therapized way, said, but you did that to me, bitch. So where's the accountability? She ain't say it like that at all. It was very much my love, you know, with grace. And she said, you know, you blackballed me and you said us as Black people, we shouldn't be, you know, we should be paid for our talents. Yet you got me to promote Precious without any money and contracts. You blackballed me from mainstream media, amazing her lose out on like tens of thousands of pounds. Because of, apparently she was difficult to work with because she would speak her truth, and if things were unfair, she would call them out. He'd never even worked with her before. But what he said and was saying to people had a negative impact on her. Countless of things. And the calling out isn't why I'm giving her Melanin Magnificence, but it's for the way she handled that situation. I just thought growth. Because you could have cussed him out. You could have handled that in such a different way, because what he was saying was all correct, but he was essentially being hypocritical and not taking accountability for the fact that all that he was saying, which was right, he'd actually done to someone else. And the two can exist, but he also said in 2012 or 13 that he was going to give a public apology, and that has never come. So the way I want to give Monique Melanin Magnificence, because I do feel like this whole time, and this has been going on for years now, she's handled it with grace, and still to this point, she's still maintaining such composure, because she could act within her right and be vexed and be the angry Black woman.
There was an interview she did a year ago.
With the black bold guy. I
Yeah,
can't
and
remember
she was talking about she has the exact same accolade as Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
But
yes.
The two
But
are
the funds
nowhere near.
and funding.
Do you get what I mean? So it's like, my issue is like, why are we not giving people their flowers when they're alive?
That part.
Why are you waiting for someone to die
To pass.
for you to then give them their flowers?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's something that I've been really conscious of, I want to say, especially during COVID, because so many things happen so drastically
Mm-hmm.
and so quickly. So I'm being very proactive to how I speak to my friends, people that I care about. Sometimes I would just be random messages being like, I love you, just thinking of you. Like, the smallest thing, you have no idea what someone's day is like.
Where my message at, bitch?
Well, I saw you the other day and I was like, ah! And,
I'm pulling your leg.
and
I'm pulling your leg.
you messaged me today. I was like, you know what? I've got some time. Boom, I'm going to come.
Let's go.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
just being really, really proactive with stuff. I'm like, tomorrow may never come. So let's just do it today. Let's do it now. Let's enjoy it. Everyone now. Like, if you want to buy someone buy them flowers, you have no idea what could that mean to them.
Yeah.
Like, don't bring flowers to
From a good place.
To my funeral. Like,
Yeah.
what's that for then? Like,
Exactly. What good that doing me?
give people the accolades now. Give people their flowers now. Like,
It's
artistry,
all about being
like,
present, isn't it? It's about being present.
Literally, it's like there's so many artists here in the UK who don't get their flowers until something happens, or they get their big break, or like even just like dancers. Like, how many dancers come in, peak, and then just disappear, and everyone just carries on. No, like they've contributed so much to the industry. Like, give them the accolades. Let's celebrate them. Let's talk about them.
Pay them.
And then move on. Like,
things.
but give them that moment for them to be like, you know what? You did 15 years. You did 10 years. You did 12 years.
Yeah.
Like, put them up on that pedestal. Like, they deserve it. They gave so much. So we might as well, give back.
Absolutely. But yeah, she deserves that Melanin Magnificence because
1,000%.
she handled that.
She's Monique. Like,
She's Monique, bro, from the Parkers.
Like, are we okay?
Like, are you dumb? Like,
can we just,
Precious's mother, bitch.
That was an Oscar-winning performance. Like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, she...
Nah.
And I remember her talk show that she had with her husband, manager. Yeah, she's been out here, Queens of Comedy. Like, she's phenomenal. So, yeah, the fact that she's been through this, still kind of going through it, she's not had the apology, and to address it in such a teachable way. Like, I read that and thought, that's how I want to read niggas. Like, I want to read people like that. It doesn't always have to be da-da-da-da-da, which is why I'm saying, like, why I want the show to, like, change and grow with me, because I don't want to be. I will be there if I need to.
Take me there.
Take me there.
I'll give you it.
Take me there, and I'll give you what you know I've got.
Therapy is
Just
good.
don't be mad when I give you what you know I've got, okay? Don't be mad.
Because I can still go there.
Yeah. I don't want to.
But
I can. But I just thought, no, that was such that. I just think, yeah, you deserve to be given your flowers even for that alone. So yeah,
100%.
Monique is my Melanin Magnificence this week. Right, so let's get into word of the week. What is the word of the week this week, Claude?
For me, it's existing.
Existing.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I think I touched on it a little bit.
Yeah, I was scared. It's very much giving a theme.
Yeah, like
of the episode.
I think it's just I'm pretty much trying to be really present, even on my down days. Trying to be really present, and I'm existing in the best possible way I can at that moment in time, and enjoying it. Like, really, really trying to enjoy myself.
Yeah.
Again, like, if something doesn't go my way, or something happens, or this, like, okay. 30 seconds, cool, that's in the past. Like, we can't change that.
Yeah.
Or if I can change what's going to go ahead from here on
Next.
out. So if I keep in that situation, then that feeling, that emotion, I won't be able to go forward better. So I'll be stuck there. So for me to exist in a better space, I have to change that. A lot of it, what I've come to learn as well, is that this is just feelings and emotions, but you can change those. Like, I didn't...
Right. I agree with you, friend. I do. I need your help. And anyone else out there that is listening or watching this, when you do want to exist and you are happy, it's all good, like, cool. When you're not happy, how do you turn off those emotions? Because I think I'm good at being like, right, compartmentalize, I can do this, but I still feel
So
that,
it's not
in the back,
right.
how do
It's
you?
it's not turning them off. It's like working through them, like actually feeling them and go, okay, why do I feel like that? Is it real or is this an?
Do you ever write that out, or is it just
And
something that you do in your?
I will have a formula conversation. When I tell
Is
you,
it?
I'll be talking. I'm like, okay,
To yourself?
Why do we feel like that?
I've started talking to
Is it-
ChatGPT.
But I go. Is it just a feeling, or is this something that's happening for real? Because if you feel like that, where is it coming from, and why do you feel like that? What can you do to fix and
To
change
stop
that?
feeling
Can I
like
just
that?
take a deep, breathe, and then I just break it down, and I go, oh, actually, it doesn't really matter. Okay, cool. Then the feeling just kind of disappears.
Yeah.
So I tend to do that a lot. I will literally go, okay, because easy. It could be the smallest thing, a message come through.
Yeah.
And that could just be like, oh, and you're like, you just shifted my energy,
Yeah.
now you've pissed me off. And I go, okay, I have no idea how you meant that message.
Yeah.
So instead of me going to that space and then react of impulse,
Yeah.
let me just remove myself and go, if I was an outsider reading that message, how would I have read it? Or if I was writing it, how would I have written it? And then go, okay, and then my response was then be, just to clarify, I'm not quite understanding the message. This is the way it sounded like. Is that what you mean? Now you have an open conversation.
Yeah.
Now you're probably going to get more answers than you just going, rah, 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 rah.
That other person has to be open to doing
100%. But if they respond in a particular way as well, then
if
you
they're
have...
on 10 still or lying or
Yeah,
doing whatever.
so then you have the possibility to go, you know what? I was like, I'd rather have a phone call.
Cool. Yeah.
Because I think we're getting the wires crossed here.
Yeah, because you're trying to go where I don't want to.
And I'm like, this is not necessary for us to go there. So,
and I'm trying to exist, enjoy.
And then, but if you can't have the conversation, cool, just take a minute. We'll get back to that.
Yeah.
But again, that's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. It's actually really, really, really hard.
Oh, yeah, I know.
But,
I know. But it's possible.
It really
it's possible.
is. It really
and I
is.
feel like also in trying to exist and existing in the best way, you do actually have to make sacrifices. I can't believe I'm saying this.
It's true.
So I've always been against, no, I don't need to sacrifice. I feel like the world teaches us we need to suffer to be happy. And I feel like, again, it's a shift on perspective.
Yeah.
Don't see it as, oh, I'm sacrificing, because at the end of the day, if whatever it is you're having to remove yourself from, or whatever it is you're trying to stop consuming or partaking in, if it's something is contributing to your peace being disturbed, then essentially you might miss it for a little bit, but essentially that's the cure.
Yeah.
That's the cure. So don't see it as, oh, I'm having to let go of this. No, that's the cure to get you to happy.
Literally that.
An injection, a cure, an injection might pinch.
A little bit, but that's
But
what's
would you
necessary.
rather be on the other side, pre-pinch and be sick?
Yeah.
Or undergo a little all out and
Yeah.
then be like, oh my God, freed.
And I think also existing means that we're having to hear some home truths
Absolutely.
about ourselves.
Yeah.
That we may not be necessarily ready for those, but actually, how do you receive them? And how do you go, okay. That's also really hard to do. But that's a massive thing. I still am at times. I can be quite defensive. I'll have an answer for everything.
If I'm on a 7 or up, I can get defensive.
But I'm really learning to take things on from everyone, my friends.
Yeah.
And I will prod. I'll be like, what do you need from me? What can I do better?
Yeah.
Because I'm I need that defensive
Or why
mechanism.
do you think like this or
Yeah.
what?
I need the defense mechanism to chill out a tiny bit, because actually a lot of it is just of impulse without me thinking at times. But yeah, existing is but existing in a really I love being here.
Yeah.
I want to be here. This
Yeah.
is fun. As much as the crap that's going on in the world,
Yeah.
let's just enjoy what we have, how we can. Because on the way here, I just saw on Instagram that Bulgaria is now cancelled Pride, and
Swear down.
it's a criminal offense if they basically go to Pride or come out as gay. I'm sorry, it's 2025.
This is what I mean by there's still a need to cuss.
Do you get what I mean?
There's still a need to cuss sometimes.
There still needs to cuss, but I'm just we are privileged to be in a country like this.
Yeah.
As much as
As fucked up as it is, there are worse places that are worse than this.
So we just got to ride the wave.
Yeah.
Ride that wave and enjoy it.
Well, thank you for that word of the week, Claude. It's now time for Miles Measures. I want to discuss Tamar Braxton real quick.
Okay.
So I don't know, did you see she went viral for having a little back and forth? She went to T.S. Madison and Craig's show. Apparently she didn't want the mic when they asked her a question. And, you know, Craig had been like saying things about her. And in her words, apparently he was getting on her ass or holding her feet to the fire, as she put it, about giving her opinion. But then he'll get on his platform, give his opinion, and she was just like, I want to know what that's like because you get on me for doing my job because I've got a platform and I give that. So what's that about? It got a little bit heated between them. And then she started to be like, okay, girl, da-da-da. And then he was like, no, don't call me girl now. Don't call me girl. She was like, but you got your titties out. Like, come on, like, da-da-da. And apparently people were saying...
Tamar is always going to be Tamar.
I live for Tamar, and I see me in Tamar.
100%.
I see me in Tamar. And at the start, I was just like, okay, no, this is on Craig. Like, all she's doing is asking him a question. It got heated. She wasn't calling him a fucking prick. Like, she could have done a lot more. However...
Which I was actually really proud of her for not doing.
Me too.
She could have gone off.
She could have. I've seen her gone off. She could have.
I was like, don't antagonize her because actually what you're doing is you're pressing the button because you want her to react and she's not giving you that.
Well...
She's on 7 or 8. She's not on 10.
Exactly. And I saw this guy like break it all down and basically say, really, she shouldn't have done that. And I was like, okay, what? Because I was like Team Tamar. I was like, yeah.
Same.
Because I would have done the same thing.
I didn't watch the video and I was already Team Tamar.
Yeah. And basically he just said, well, number one, she's a straight woman. And before I get onto this, she had gone onto another radio show to discuss this and then was just like, no, we're good now. Like, we're okay. We hugged after. But like at the time, like people are saying I shouldn't have said girl, whatnot. But I'm at a gay show, a show that's called Fag Talk. And I'm calling him girl because I'm there with my gay friends at a gay show to be gay. So that's how she was like, that's how we talk, you know? It's like, girl, like, sis, da-da-da. And then I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. But then when this guy, like, replayed both things side by side, the actual argument and then her saying that, he was like, but really, if you know that you don't get on with someone, a gay guy, and you know you're straight, even whether you're an ally or not, and in a heated moment, when you're at their thing, you know, it's his show, you're now essentially giving him, during this heated discussion, stereotypes of what a gay person would do. And I thought, I allowed it to resonate with me, and I don't know how I would feel if I'm having a heated discussion with someone. We're both kind of on each other a bit, and this straight woman now starts to give me, oh, is that right, sis? I might be like, okay, no, you're not actually going to do that with me because we're not there. Like, number one, you're not one of the girls. You don't know me like that, and we're having, in front of, like, this is my space. You're not going to do that with me. That would be like almost, and this person didn't make the comparison, but I'm going to do it, almost like a white person going to a black function, having a discussion with that person, and then them giving stereotypical black girl vibes to them, or kissing their teeth, or doing black things. I would be like, yeah, maybe she shouldn't have done that. And if she then went to do what Tamar did and go and explain herself or justify it by being like, well, I went to a black show with my black friends and so I was doing black things, I wouldn't be so here for it. What are your thoughts on that?
I think my thoughts is that we know Tamar Braxton.
She's a gay boy. She's a gay boy.
She's like that 24/7.
Yeah.
So if it was a completely different character, one way, and then when she's addressing him, she became that, there'll be the story. But this is her through and through. When she used to be,
talks about that to her mum. She talks about that to her sisters.
What was that show she was on?
And she's done so many.
The table, not table talk.
Not the View. The Real. I was so sad when she left.
Exactly that. Do you remember?
Girl, are you sure?
So it's like
Yeah, no, I live for
we can't separate it just to
At convenience.
to try and make it seem like she was.
Yeah, because she stayed like that.
Maybe the interaction was wrong between the both of them from both sides.
Yeah.
But I don't think Tamar went out of her way to then become that character.
Yeah, on
that
purpose.
Is her through
That's
and
how she
through.
speaks.
She was probably
That's why I love her.
She probably talks like that to her mum.
Yeah, she does. She'd be like, girl. Like,
So
yeah,
I think that was a bit like, no, you're trying to pull something here. You're trying to
Facts.
create something to make you like the victim when you're not.
Yeah.
Because you gave as much as she gave. You both were going back.
he did hold back at small.
Yeah,
he
because
did
you
hold
knew
back.
better. Because you knew if you had gone in, she would have exploded.
Yeah, she would have.
And it would have been
She would have been up on that stage with you. She
Yeah.
would have been sat down. She would have been up on that stage with you.
100%.
I would have lived for that.
Me too. That would have been really good.
Yeah, it would have been cute.
I need Tamar. Can somebody just give her a show?
I want her to come on this motherfucker show. She's actually got like a video, audio, a visual podcast on YouTube.
Okay.
With her best friend, the one that got punched by what's her name? Is a vibe or Krishan Rock.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was chaos. But anyway, I can't remember his name, and I feel awful because I think he's so sweet and so lovely. But he's there, and then she's got another friend called Taz, who's a medium and like a counselor, I think. And then they have guests on, and they just talk about healing and journey and things like that. Yeah, and it's lit. Let me plug in the show for free. But Tamar, when you're next in London, come on this show. Yeah,
come, babe.
I love you. Yeah, another thing she was in the news for was her sister, Tonti Braxton, had posted a picture saying, I tried to wish my sister a happy birthday today, but I couldn't repost this picture of us on Instagram. Turns out I'm blocked. But anyway, happy birthday, Tay. Tamar then put screenshots of them speaking that day on her birthday. Tony actually read the last message Tamar sent to her and didn't respond. And just said, listen, you're just trying to make out like I'm being mean, or you just did it to be mean. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my birthday and continue. Why do people try to do this?
Why are you airing out your business online?
Why are you airing out your business?
Okay, because my thing is, if you're going to air out your business, I need the full story. I don't need bits and pieces.
Everything.
Let's go from the beginning.
And I need it to be truthful because it can't be
receipts,
we're not speaking.
I need pictures.
But in the text I can see you're the one not speaking to her.
Like, don't just come in and drop a little gem and be like, no, tell us the full story. Because if you want us involved, just ask for our opinion.
Exactly.
Otherwise, don't. I don't want to know anything.
I was gagged though at Tony because I didn't expect that from her.
No, because people try not being shady, but people are trying to stay relevant. And if the buzz is not buzzing, then you need to create a buzz, isn't it?
Speaking of buzz, Bad Bunny. Did you see his
Yes,
Calvin
I
Klein
did.
pictures? Now, I don't really be playing in the snow like that.
It's not snow.
He ain't
It's
snow,
got a
but
bit
he's
of
not
tagine
exactly.
in it.
He definitely spicy white. Where is he from again? He's not Spanish. Where is he from? Is it South America?
I think it's Mexican, no?
He Mexican? He ain't Puerto Rican?
So. Even Mexican or Puerto Rican, one of the two.
Beady, bitty, 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 banga. I don't know where he's from, yeah. But his music is lit.
The album is really good.
The album is
really
lit,
good.
lit. And the pictures,
Because it was chill out.
Huh?
Chill out.
I'm just fixing my mic.
Yeah, I got this.
I'm Bad Bunny. If you need your mic fixed, I can fix yours.
No, I just think it wasn't too over, like, he wasn't trying to give, like, over masculine and,
I don't think he's ever really given masculine, which is why I'm like,
for Calvin
ooh.
Klein, it was very like, it was almost like you could relate. Do you know what I mean?
My ass is a lot fatter than that, but otherwise I could relate to
maybe
to the front.
that's not his integral part that he needs to be.
It's not his integral part.
It's definitely.
It's a nice part, nonetheless.
A very nice part.
A very nice
I
part.
like the tattoos. And
I
the
didn't even
body.
see any tattoos. That's the gag.
And it's just, it's cute. I'm here for it. I would.
Gorgeous.
100%.
I started to notice him really at one Met Gala Awards, and he wore a suit which was backless. I said, bitch, I need that. And I was like, who is this guy? So he's a rapper. And I can't even lie. Right, so.
I think he kissed one of the dancers on his tour, a male dancer, like on stage.
That makes me happy.
Part of the show. It made
if
me
he is
very
bi
happy.
or fluid or part of the LGBTQ DL community, then I will live.
DL.
I would rather him not be the latter, the DL part. But he definitely gives.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Mm-hmm. Which we all shouldn't.
We all shouldn't, but I don't like people
you
like.
do what you want,
but
when
I just
you
don't
want,
like
how you
people,
do
the
it.
straight men that do
Yeah.
queer things. I don't like that then don't want to either help the queer community or do whatever.
Like, just do what you're
not
doing.
here for
No
that.
one
But
cares.
I really think he is LGBTQDL. I don't want to make presumptions, but it does give that.
Yeah.
And I was really happy with the images.
I was here for the video, the images.
The video?
Yeah, have you not seen the actual advert?
Okay, that needs to be sent.
You need to see it, because there's like, watch.
Maybe I'll notice the tattoos.
No, you would definitely notice the tattoos. Like, yeah, it's lit. It's lit.
Well, we've spoken about Angie Stone, R.I.P. to an icon. Yeah. I can't eat anymore. Vibe. Wendy Williams.
I know. I saw the video of her coming out of the house that she's been locked in.
Yeah. So is she completely out of the guardianship yet?
I'm
so
not
I know
sure.
steps. I know she passed a medical test that said that she's no longer like she's not. She's of sound mind, basically. So I think that is like the first step, or maybe the only step needed to be out.
But for me, it's the switch in the sun. I was like,
the switch on the who?
Her son.
Has she turned on him?
No, he was the one that was like, I'm taking everything. That's what I saw that on Instagram, that he's the one that switched.
Because we've seen a lot about her niece, but I've not seen anything about the son.
Well, her niece was the one that went to pick her up.
Yeah, her niece has been her representative, speaking on her behalf on the shows, but she went onto The View and spoke to them.
That's the only person that she trusts at the minute.
Oh man,
it's crazy. Look,
I'm glad that she's out.
It would be your child that would do. Look,
baby, that's why I think people say blood is thicker than water. Lies you tell, lies you tell, and I'm a living testimony to that. I know it says honor thy mother and father in the Bible, and I believe in the book to a certain extent because I be sucking a dick.
Oh God,
I do absolutely, and in the name of Jesus, the BB shout out.
But we don't want to talk about that today, are we?
But it says honor thy mother and father, but sometimes honoring them means pushing them away, because like we said, you triggered to me too much and I get to 9 or 10, I'm not going to end up honoring you.
Yeah.
I'm going to end up cussing. Sometimes honoring is from a distance.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bette Midler.
You send a little picture, send a little video, a little
Not
message.
even that, girl. Just in my
Try
prayers.
it, because
in my prayers.
No, just
Jesus, let
Miles,
them live long, health. Let them live long, healthy lives without me. Absolutely, because one time I never used to pray for them.
True. That's a start.
That's as far as it goes right now. But yeah, blood is not always thicker than water. Lies you tell. Kerry Hilson.
Right.
Have you seen the 2 videos that she's dropped?
No.
She's dropped 2 videos that are like 2 to 3 minutes long. It's her and her. Budget is giving budget.
Okay.
And she's speaking to herself. She wakes herself up in bed and she's like, what are you doing here? She's like, no, we're going to do this. Oh, but I'm too scared. The industry, it's chewed me up. She's like, no, but, we were covering for people and no one covered for us. And she's like, yeah, but people were meant to cover for us. Babe, it's lit. She dropped one and then she dropped another one today where she wasn't so much talking about the music industry. The video was called We Need to Talk. Kerry Hilson, We Need to Talk. There's part 1 and part 2. But she was like, but if we do this, I feel like certain things overshadow the work and I put us into survival mode and I'm not fearful, I'm cautious. I thought that was really interesting when she said that, because we all know everything went left after she made a diss track about Beyonce that allegedly I heard a producer told her to do. It wasn't even her intent. I don't know, but I'm excited to see what's going to happen. But I want to know the tea. Yeah.
The thing is, I think it goes back to the word of the day, babe. Existing. People are getting to a point, I'm like, what am I waiting for? Who am I waiting for?
Exactly. She was like, it's been a decade. She said to herself, babe, it's been a decade. When are we doing this?
Let's do this.
You've got a gift.
Because what if you die and you don't do it?
And all we've got is Scream
but
with Timbaland.
The thought of regret is probably my biggest fear.
Yeah, amen. Oof.
That is... No.
And touch wood, I don't have any yet. I don't have any.
And even when you do, you work through that.
And you'll see what actually you don't regret it, because you always learn something out of a shit situation. Yeah, it was tough to go through, but you learn and you grow.
I wish I. Oh, no.
What's that?
I wish I had done this, or I wish I had done that. I hate saying that.
Her.
Don't know her. Never seen her.
Never seen her.
No,
Amen.
I shan't.
I shan't.
I shan't to meet this woman.
But obviously we beehive. You know how we say.
through and through.
Through and through. So
She's
I
just
was
too
team
desperate.
B.
I'm sorry. You can do anything you want to, and no one can tell you otherwise.
No, I can tell you shit.
Nothing. Country
I
album,
went off of-
boom, have it. Rock album, watch it coming. Like,
Yeah.
she will give you everything. And
I'm so
it's
excited.
not that deep. None of this matters. None of it
But it's
matters.
because she's a black woman, successful. People are always mad.
Yeah.
But getting back onto Kerry, yeah, I was like not team Kerry. As soon as I found out the Beyonce things, I thought no. But then I feel like I used to be one for cancel culture, and now I'm not. I feel like accountability culture is what I'm a part of. Let them suffer, let them do what they need to do, let them learn specifically. And if you want to fuck with them after, cool. But
also
we shouldn't ever stop anyone's bag. And I thought, you know what? When I watched this second video today on the treadmill, because it's nearly summer, I miss Kerry Hilson's music. When I grew
She was
up
a
before
pop
that,
girl.
it was lit.
She's gonna
It
be
was so
R&B
lit.
pop.
I want it. I need it. And I'm probably going to listen to it when we come out of here because
Like great summer
it was
tracks.
cute. Really, really cute. Sean T. Baby.
I was talking about this morning. I even listened to Randall. And we were like, we're going.
Bit. I want to go. I'm into my fitness.
In all different kinds, shapes, sizes,
Listen,
and
wow,
forms.
this is what the girls are saying. And he said 2 or 3 times in the post, it's not a freak off. It's not a freak off. It's not a freak off. But you can do what you want in your spare time.
Okay.
I said, Sean, where's the link?
Put it up. Don't stop talking. Put it
So
up.
Sean T, obviously you know him from Insanity, T25. He said that he wants to do a workout retreat for men, where they can go work out. They won't be as intense, but they will also do talks. They will connect, do all the things.
And like nutrition.
Nutrition, yeah. And I'm guessing it's going to be
which
somewhere
actually,
cute.
genuinely, I actually do believe that's very,
I would
very
live for
necessary,
that.
especially in the black community, because you've got either people that have like obviously worked on themselves through and through and go to like this like over obsessive like muscle, like, oh my god, I'm this, and then which then there's a group of people that feel like, oh my god, I wish I could look like that, but I feel so uncomfortable to even start.
Yeah.
I don't, so they go completely the opposite way. So you've got this like unbalanced thing, and I think just giving the information and figuring out a way of how to help those people will massively help.
One thing I hope he does do though is like bridge that gap of what you just described, like this big muscle, and then like I want to be that, because I do feel like men have it harder than women. 100%. I don't care. I feel like men have it way harder than women in terms of what they look like. I just don't think men are at the forefront. Like we live in a world where the straight male gaze is what we look at. So they look at women and they like them big, they like them thin, they like them big titty, big ass. They like all of it. It may not be mainstream in terms of on every single cover, but Lizzo at her biggest was on covers and she got fat shamed for it. Not great, but she was there.
But
Can
now,
you think of
have you
one?
seen Lizzo
I mean,
now?
she snatched for the gods now, honey. She snatched.
But
and do what you want to do. But have you ever seen a man of her size on the front cover of a magazine?
Mm-mm. You never will. You never will.
And not that I'm like promoting to be, obese, like not at all. But what I would like is for there not to be this just muscly and you're Superman or you're just fat or dad bod. Like,
and if you don't look like that, you're almost like
you're not worthy.
Not
and it's
really
very much
worthy.
like that in male culture, queer and straight. Like the straight lads, they just want to get the gains, and if not, like you're just weak on a pussy. And in the gay community, bitch, I've
even
had to
worse.
go through it, like,
even
and
worse.
question why I go to the gym so much. And a part of it is still to do with that, and still to be to fit in and be a certain kind of way. But I have developed a love for being fit as well.
You want to look a certain way, like I know what I like to look like, so I'm gonna go.
Because I know what I like to look at.
Yes, so it's that, and there's definitely like, you definitely get a sense of like if you go to certain places and certain parties,
certain clubs, and you're gonna say that,
and you're like
when they take off their tops, and if you ain't got the 6-pack and the pecs, bitch, I'm no.
And it's and then you see people obviously.
Let me go wine in the R&B room with my top on.
But you see people doing substances just to feel accepted or to be
steroids?
present. No, just like other drugs and stuff like that. Just if they go to those parties, for them to feel comfortable, they'll probably take substances.
I never
just to
even thought about that
exist.
because you know me, I don't do drugs. I do a little bit of weed every now and then, but I don't do anything else. I never would have thought that would have been a reason why, but that makes so much
So
sense.
much, yeah.
So the drugs are
yeah,
all because of the body.
that could also be, yeah.
Wow.
Not just because of that.
Obviously
There's-
not just, but could
but,
be a reason why they're
yeah.
taking them. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, which is it's sad, but it's just like we should just. But again, I'm one person, like, but it's we all have preferences, and again, the older I got, the more I got to really understand that as well. But it's like you just have to accept people who they are. We don't know what that person's going through, or
Absolutely.
like. Do you get what I mean? Like everyone's completely different.
And mind your business sometimes.
And
mind your business.
Drink some water and mind yours.
Yes.
Look.
And if you care about them, ask, are you okay? What's
Do you need
going on?
something? Yeah, that part.
Absolutely. Long and the short is, I want to go
Let's go
to this retreat.
Let's go and see what
That would be so lit.
It'll actually be a vibe. I think it'll be a vibe.
So lit. And I've worked out, not with him, but like I've used his workouts like when I was on cruises, when just at home in lockdown.
I used Insanity during the tours that I've done.
Yeah, like
As I was a
so
quick
to do
15,
something like
20
face to
minute
face,
warm-up.
and I do think he is like, I think he's great. I did do one episode where I did like question some of the things I felt a bit let down that they were in an open relationship. And not because I disagree with it, because I'm here for every kind of love that you want to do, but because I'm not yet, because everything does change, but currently, I don't think it will change, but as a queer man, a black queer man, I don't see representation of like a monogamous couple. And I thought that that's what they were. I mean, they're interracial, but whatever, it was still a black guy. And I was like, oh, I saw myself. And that's one of the reasons why I really liked him. It doesn't mean I dislike him now at all. Absolutely not. But I was just like, oh, what I thought you were.
That could be a whole different episode.
Well, girl, yeah, and we running short on time.
You know, we could go into that.
Yeah.
Because, again.
Because I was like, oh, I saw me in you. I mean, I still see parts of me in you, but I was like, oh my God, they're goals because they had their kids and they had their life. And then all of a sudden I'm hearing, oh yeah, like your dick ain't going to be the last dick I sucked to his husband. And then, yeah. I was like, okay, love that for them. They're happy. But I was just like, oh, I thought I saw me in you. I'm going to have to find it somewhere else or just be that representation for me.
But not only that, just to slightly touch on that, I think the idea of looking for representation in relationships is probably the wrong way to see relationships. Because you and the individual that you're with are completely two different human beings, and you're never going to amount to what you think that relationship is. So your idea of idolizing that thing and wanting to have that, it's never going to be that. What you two create together is the most special thing that you two will ever create. Whatever that looks like to the pair of you is exactly what it is and will be. It's perfection.
Yeah.
So everyone's individual relationships are so unique to those two individuals.
Unique.
That we can't keep having these like dreams and aspirations of what relationships should look like and idolize those, because we don't know the ins and outs of those relationships. And
I never.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I never like idolized it. For a start, he's with a white man, and there were already many differences.
Yeah.
It was just to see a queer couple that were monogamous, and they could be vegan, bitch. They could be. There's so many things that were different, but just that one aspect, I thought, oh, that's nice to see that celebrities.
Yeah.
It was. I enjoyed them being in the spotlight because I identified with it. So it's not so much I was like, oh yeah, I want to be like that. I need to get me a white man.
Yeah.
We're going to start a fitness.
No,
it was just, oh, you know what? I'm glad that these gay-ass motherfuckers.
I'll send you this other couple that I actually follow on Instagram. And they've got
Raheem Shabazz and... No? Okay. Do you follow them?
Even though I know them, I actually love both of them. I think they're super cool.
Yeah, they are.
There's another couple, I actually forgot their name. I'll send it to you. They're monogamous. They've got 2 kids. They're like, and then there's
American?
No, American, and there's slightly the gender roles in it as well. I just really appreciate, and they're both black. And I just really appreciate.
What did you say about the gender roles?
Just like you can kind of see who's more feminine and who's more masculine. So like that's almost like a really typical
straight relationship,
but 2 black men. Yeah. And like, and it was. I just love the way they present themselves. I love the approach. Yeah, and they're really open and transparent. And they're monogamous. It's not open. So yeah, but I think that when it comes to monogamy and open relationship, that's a very, very like.
We'll have you back
broad-
on.
Let's
We'll have
go.
you back
I'm
on.
ready. I'm so
Speaking
ready.
of genders, and we're going to finish with this for Miles Measures. Natalie B Fitness. We got to do this in like 9 minutes. We yet to give the belt to these people. Have you seen Natalie B? Black girl. She's got her own gym.
Oh yes.
She was like,
yes.
she was
yes,
like,
yes.
I'm going to create a women's space. And back in 2000 and wait, 2021,
Yeah.
she said trans women are welcome.
I remember that.
Like,
I've been following this.
yeah, and then it comes to pass that she's asking for money under these pretenses that trans
Yeah.
women are welcome.
And
to
then
take
she
a
put out the
U-turn
post.
and
Yeah.
was like, change of plan, girlies. Thanks for the coin, but trans women are no longer able to come into this space. There's been backlash, and rightly so, because based on that logic, the first thing I thought is she was like, oh, we're going to be practicing fighting and stuff.
That's
and
what I was like. You can't use that.
Also, so if biological women, her thing was biological women, yeah? Women that maybe have menstrual cycles, because not all biological women, not all real women, like you want to say, have periods or so, but she was like biological women. So does that now mean a trans man can rock up to the gym, but a trans girl can't? Like, even that doesn't make sense. Your logic and what you're saying doesn't make sense, because that means Kenny
to rock up.
Kenny can rock up, and he don't look like near bitch, babe. And I say that with a loving term. He doesn't look like a woman.
That's a man.
That's a man.
That's a man.
That's a man.
Yeah. And that's where it's like, it's a really touchy subject, because I think it became this roller coaster of just getting things out and saying things without realizing what she was actually saying. And I think the real issue is that now, where do you go from here? Like, what is this gym going to be now?
What is it going to be?
What do you want it to be? Because you're not making any sense. And now you try to retract your comment. You can't, because now...
Oh, has she tried to retract it now?
Yeah. She's been posting another video the other day saying how traumatic it is and how it's affecting her. So now it's just like the flip round. And then now it's like, okay, so where do we go? Like, people now want to know what happens next.
To my knowledge, she's still very much saying that the trannies can't come in.
Okay, so let's rock up with all the trans men who are biological women. Let's go.
Kenny, let's go work out at this gym. Well, I'll watch you from the outside, girl.
We'll be outside waiting for you, babe.
I'll watch you from the outside. But like, yeah, I just thought that was wild. And then what pissed me off was Crept. Jumped online and was like, basically, long story short, all publicity is good publicity. Congratulations, sis, you're doing a great thing. And like, yeah, you're doing a great thing by starting a business, entrepreneur, whatever, yeah. But you've lied. You've lied.
I think that's the main issue, because if you had said that from the get-go, it would have been a different conversation.
Yeah, I still would have thought you was trash and transphobic.
Yeah, but not only that, look, everyone's entitled to do whatever they want to do, to create whatever they want to create, to create the spaces that they want to create. That's absolutely fine. We should all be entitled to that. Whether people think they're transphobic or not, do what you're doing. Right?
Again, I don't know how it will look when you create that space for biological women and then a trans male comes in.
Exactly.
But yeah, cool, create your space.
Exactly. So now it's like, one, how are you going to be able to differentiate that when people are showing up to the gym? Are you going to be like, take your clothes off or show me your birth certificate?
Yeah.
Like, and then two is the saying one thing to gain
the coins.
And then
again, and it's our community being used.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad that I've seen multiple black women. I feel like it's been mainly black women
that have come up.
Always black women. Shout out to black women coming out to speak against it. And I'm like, yes. And what pissed me off is that it was a black straight man, like Crept, to be like, no, this is good. How, Sway? How is this good?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's done. She's creating a business, but she's lied to get it done.
But I think
she's lied to get the money.
So much backlash. She was trying
and rightly so.
Yeah.
And rightly so, because you lied, ho, and you took people's money.
Repercussions. People need to be prepared.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Don't be mad and cry wolf when you poke at the bear and the bear claps back. It's not always good to clap back, but bitch, you deserved it. What the backlash she's got isn't nice. It's not a nice thing. No one wants to be dragged. No one wants anything. But did you deserve it?
That part. But we'll see.
Because no one ain't get dragged for being honest or
Yeah.
for being inclusive, but you've been transphobic, you've been divisive, you've been manipulative, sorry, you've lied. And I think in switching up your business plan after taking money from people, I think legally you might have fucked up too. So I feel like
I'm just really enjoying seeing this unfold. Like
me too. I'm sat there with my tea. Like,
it's just really sad that it's another black woman and that's really affecting her. That's the one part I don't like. It's just
not all black is excellent, and not all melanin is magnificent. I've learned that.
But it's just, I just wish. I'm just hopeful that it would have been a space where, again, women could go and feel safe and comfortable. Because I've seen too many videos online and I've heard from too many people that I know personally having these really bad experiences in these spaces, which again, I'm like, these men, get a grip.
Trash, yeah.
Get a grip. I'm like, what is going on? Or just even like watching videos of people having conversations online and some days people catch me at the right time because I'm ready to write comments.
Yeah, is it?
I'm ready. Look, I
think I used to be a little keyboard warrior, but I think I'm coming back to it.
And there's always people coming back. Like someone said, I made a comment yesterday about the new Zeus show. They're taking it to Bad Girls Africa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, God, like, what are we doing? So I made a little comment on there. People started writing loads of stuff underneath it. It started going off. And
Send me this, because I watched that show and I low-key live for it.
And someone wrote, and you're not fruity. And I was like, you've got me in a right day. Let me write this real quick. I was like,
I don't get the sense.
And I was just like, first of all, your account, 0. You haven't got a picture. You're not a real human being. Second of all, I'm not fruity. I'm zesty. So get it right.
Oh!
And third of all, where do we go from here? Okay, everybody started laughing. I was like, what else do you want from me? Like, does it make you feel good thinking that you were insulting me? Because actually, you're not.
Yeah.
You're really, really not.
Are you not a fan of baddies then?
Do you know what? I think it's at first I was.
Yeah.
I think now the fact that the franchise is building, but it's actually really creating a really bad name for black women. Like a really bad name for black women where it's the constant stereotypes, and those stereotypes have actually surpassed what the old stereotypes were. Now the violence is actually ridiculous.
But are we not we, because I can't speak on behalf of black women, but are they not allowed to have those things as well? Like, because back in the day it was like Bad Girls Club and it was white girls doing this and they don't have that.
I didn't see that was good. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
but
not about being good, because ultimately it's entertainment,
it's
right?
Entertainment, yeah.
And the girls were able to go on a show, be ghetto in their own way, and get a bag.
Example.
Black women, I feel like, yes, is it always good? I feel like this is, again, a whole nother podcast show, because I feel like it's so nuanced. Because I feel like, yes, there is that bad stereotype, but does that now mean that a black woman can't make money off of that?
No, 100%. Get your back. I just don't like the way they're coming across. I don't like the fact.
They're very aware they're coming across like this.
100%.
And they probably get pulled up like, you need to fight more. We're not going to get subscribers. But I feel like they should be able to do that.
But that's
is it
what I
right?
don't like.
In the wrong hands, I think it's bad.
Because even like on Twitter and stuff, like a guy called Nico who does YouTube videos, who's an adult entertainer as well. Black guy, I sent it to you as well. His YouTube videos are lit.
Yeah,
they're so good. But it's like people are now fighting online to get money on Bigo, and like these gay relationships are having full-on blown fights, like physical people bleeding and all sorts to gain views and stuff like that. Like this is actually getting out of hand. Like it really, when we actually deep
crazy.
It's crazy how. But again, it goes back to people are just trying to make ends meet.
But then isn't that just WWF but 2025? Back in the day, they would go to a bleeding, picking up the chairs, whacking it, and get a bag. And it was wrestling.
Yeah.
But black girls do it in a dress and a cute and pull a wig, and it's bad. I feel like we could really chat about this.
We really could. And I don't think it's necessarily bad. I just don't like the way they're coming across. So it might just be a preference. Like this, again, I used to watch the show like all the time. And it's got to a point I'm like, I'm actually a little bit uncomfortable watching now. When they're like,
really?
They're like,
Yeah,
When I
the
told you, they're
fights have
like,
actually got less now.
no, they haven't.
They have, because I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, especially the older ones, the ones that were on there before.
Yeah, and
I
then
feel
they
like
get
they're
a
getting to a
new
place like, let's leave it to the young ones.
The audition alone, that I'm like, okay,
Oh, I do live for the auditions.
This
I'd
is
be
a
like-
lot. This is a lot. Like, you're egging them to see whoever fights is
Yeah.
getting through. Like, what?
Right, so who's the baddest? Not when someone was like, oh, smack the shit out of the person to your left.
Like, if there's
And they were like, okay.
like, if there's an argument, I get it. You build it up to that point. But when you're just like,
Oh,
what?
I think
It's a
do you know
lot.
what? I used to hate it. I like it now. Maybe it's because I'm so. I try
you're
to
getting it out.
escape the toxicity. So I get it from there, and I'm like, okay, cool. I don't need to be toxic because I've seen
Yeah.
it. But we'll get you back on the show and talk about it because there's so much to unpack.
Okay,
with these kind of shows.
We'll do.
Right, so that is all for Miles Measures this week, and it is now time for Get the Belt. Once again, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I've not actually. Okay, so I've got a belt, but I'd have to say it in a way which I safe to say. 'Cause I don't want to be too personal, like because there's someone in my life that I just really, well, not in my life, but someone that I know that. But then there's someone else in society who fucked up, and I don't know which one to go for. What do you think? Them both. Okay, the more personal one or the?
Oh, that's a hard one. I want the tea.
Okay, I'll do the personal one first. Okay, I'll generalize it. So basically, my belt this week goes out to all of the intentional liars out there. If you are actually lying to people that you have been best friends with for years, and you lying on them and other people to their face, and you've done it for a while, you just need to get the belt and sit with yourself, because that messy shit is whack. But yeah, anyone out there that is lying, and I understand, I've had over the last few years, I've always been like, oh, I'm not a liar, and I've learned, you know what, I have told little white lies here and there, whereas before I was like, I've never lied. But a big old lie on someone's name and their character and the things that they have or haven't done. But I'm not about to be out here like, oh, you did this or you said this, knowing full well that that is Roald Dahl,
Yeah.
fairy tale, fiction. And to run with that lie for so long, or whatever lie you telling on people you're allegedly close to, y'all is some snakes. I'm glad none of my friends lied to me. Claudimar, I love you. All of my friends out there, I love you so much. And yeah, if you've got people in your life like that, cut them loose, give them the belt, and remove yourself, because liars. Period. So that was my first belt, and that was the personal one. You do yours, and then I'll do my last one.
Do you know what? I actually find this really hard to give anyone the belt, because my issue at the minute is just with government. Really.
Give whoever you want to give the government. There's a few people in there that I can easily get a belt to.
We don't touch America because that's a whole kettle of fish. But I just think the way the government is ending up here, like, a lot of people are losing things, and it's actually quite sad. Like, people are not getting the help that they need in, like, home situations. Like, there's more and more homeless people in London. Like, there's more and more homeless shelters opening up in London. Like, where they're getting their funding from. Like, this, like, normal day-to-day people are the people that are going out of their way to help other people.
Yeah.
Like, I even saw an interview this morning talking about people with disabilities, how much they will get a week. And they were talking about, like, £70.
£70. Oh, I
and
saw
I'm
that,
like,
yeah.
£70. £70 for a week.
Babes, back when I was in Brit school, because I went through homelessness as well, because I was at school, I wasn't able to get certain benefits because my parents didn't support me. But every 2 weeks, I got either 63 or 67 pounds something, because I also worked at McDonald's on the Saturday or the Sunday or whatever. But I was living off that.
That is cool. But now,
but now,
now,
when a Big Mac is costing you a whole arm and a leg and some change,
a McDonald's is £15.
Babe, a McDonald's is giving gourmet meal these days.
Do you get what I mean? So I'm like, it's crazy how we can't see like humanity.
Yeah,
that's the one thing that's really like, I can't even have the conversation because it's like there's nothing to talk about. There's literally nothing to talk about. It's right and wrong, and that's why they're all of them deserve the belt, because these people are making money. If we just talk about my tax bill alone and how much I have to pay on taxes,
girl, you should let me help you with your taxes. I'll do it real good.
You know what I mean? Like that alone is ridiculous.
Because I made £150 last year.
Like, how many people are paying stupid amount of taxes? Where is this money going?
Yeah.
And yeah, we can't go to the NHS and get an appointment.
Yeah. Don't. My cousin just had a situation with the NHS.
So it's like, but thank God for the NHS, because if it wasn't for them, I would not have.
But they're trying to close it down.
Look at that.
They're trying to close it down. Yeah.
Like it's wild. So they deserve all of single.
Well, close it down and put it back in the control of the government. But I don't know it. Oof, yeah.
It's a deep conversation to get into.
So the government,
all of them deserve it. All of them. But before we go, can I plug my best friend's company?
Yeah, I've got my last belt to give, and then of course,
perfect.
yeah. But why don't you stand up before I give my last little belt? Use that camera. Oh. Yeah. Oh.
Two-piece.
Oh.
Yeah. They've got every color you can possibly think of. It's lit. It's called Rasty.
Rasty. What do Rasty mean?
I don't actually know what it means, but it's really like.
But Rasty, bitch.
Primary colors
is it 100% cotton? Because I'm old now. I'm older, so I look at the details.
Feel the fabric. She's comfy. She's cute inside.
Oh, and she's soft in the middle. Like
me.
She's soft in the middle like me. Firm on the outside and soft in the middle.
Just how we love it.
Absolutely, babe. No, she's cute. Send me the details and I'll put that on here as well.
Yes, everyone should go and get some because they're lit. They're lit.
So my last belt this week goes to Kanye West.
Delete him. Do you know what? We should never give him the time of day to have the conversation. I think we should just pick him up, put him in the asylum, and let him go.
Do you know what? I've never done that before on the show, so let's do it. All I'm saying is, if you know, you know. Kanye West, you get the belt.
How dare you
get the belt. Don't you ever speak about my nieces and nephews like that.
Those tweets.
Ever again. Ever in your fucking life.
Let's get the Beehive together, because at this point,
Beehive, assimilate, get information.
War. It's a war.
How dare he? Like, what? I get he's tapped.
But I think it was
delete his things now. Delete his accounts.
It was for the attention.
Of course, because then he released something afterwards, but at the expense of 2 little children, calling them fucking retards.
Babe, look,
trigger warning. I should be doing that before.
For the attention, you've died down. No one cares about you. No one's doing anything. Like he actually just needs a lot of help. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
someone take his Instagram, Twitter away.
Like, I appreciate his artistic views and how he does things and da.
Yeah.
But when I was listening to an interview that Amber Rose did about how he used to make her wear what he wanted her to wear and how exposed he wanted her to be, and then watching
like what he's doing with his girl.
Yeah, with his new wife, watching him and her looking at him before she took the coat off, and she was like, "I don't want to do this." Someone had a side angle, and he was like, "Take it off," and she just went and took the jacket off and turned around. I'm like, we are watching this live.
Yeah, that's mad. But never in your black ass life ever speak about my family like that. You thought you deleted it in time, bitch. The Beehive were quick.
We were captured in
babe.
Real time. It was 1.1 seconds.
Yeah, drop. No, we've never. We're on your ass, bitch. We're on your ass. So don't, because you wouldn't like no one talking about your kids in any kind of way. So just for the clickbait, but yeah, Kanye West, you get the belt this week. Well, that's this week's episode done.
I don't want to come back every week.
Thank you so much for coming on. Honestly, love you on the show, and I really am proud of everything that we spoke about, and like the fact that we even just got to connect like that. Yeah, right. Is there anything you want to share before we head?
No, I just want to say thank you, Miles.
Sorry, babes.
I know, but only because you've created a space for everyone to also be, and I think you've grown up so much, and you've changed so much. Like, and you standing in your being is completely different.
Yeah,
it's really beautiful to see, and I'm really proud of you.
Thank you, friend. You don't know how much I needed that today.
Look at that.
Right, before I cry on this show, thank you so much, guys, for listening or watching. If you watched on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Check out all the links below. I'm going to put all the people we gave Melanin Magnificence to, the book, the tracksuit, because I'm going to give you one of those, child. And then, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Have a great rest of the week. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're sharing and doing all the things. Give Claudimar a follow. And yeah, that's it. I'm your host, Miles Hart. You have been listening to the podcast that is known as the kingdom, as the home of Melanin Magnificence. That comment about that, it just threw me, you being so nice. The home of Melanin Magnificence and the kingdom of belts. You've been listening to Get the Belt. Period.